Okay.
We're good to go.
Okay, tonight we have Donna Fontaine is going to be doing some live bookings, uh, helping people understand. I think it's VAX that she's going to be using mainly. And if you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the chat box. We'll be monitoring the chat box. Donna, take it away.
All righty, let's let Daphne in. Good
Yeah,
afternoon, Daphne. Hope you're getting through your traffic situation.
Donna, it muted you.
Okay, let's do that again because I muted myself. Good afternoon. This is Friday, May 7th, 2021, and we are going to do training this afternoon on VAX. So, and then we're going to go into a couple of different training sessions. We're going to have Christina touch on profit agility a little bit, and Marcy, she can touch on whatever she has on her agenda for this training. We're combining the Monday and the Friday training together because we feel that it'll be more beneficial for everybody to come on here. And rather than do certification trainings or whatever every week, we want to kind of mix it up a little bit and do booking trainings because you guys are starting to book. So you need to know how to book your vacations and book your packages for everybody. So with that being said, I'm going to share my screen and I am going to move everybody and everything out of the way. Let's put you guys up there. Okay, so you all know how to log into VAX. So I'm just going to go through the steps. I'm going to show you basically when I'm looking up a package, you know, how I do things depending on what the request is. So let's see. Way back when I registered for VAX many moons ago, it didn't save my login, so I just go ahead and I log in. So when you log into VAX, obviously you're all very familiar with the screen. I want to point out to you guys that every day and several times a day, these deals up here in this window change. So keep an eye on that. And then, you know, if it's something that you want to put out there on social media for your clients to see, go ahead and you know, snip the photo, copy and paste it, grab whatever verbiage, you know, when you click on it, it'll bring up the verbiage on what's going on. Just make sure that when you do that, that you edit the verbiage because you don't want it to reflect anything that says, you know, treat your client to a additional discount, whatever. So you just got to go in there and you got to kind of edit it a little bit and verbalize it to you speaking to your audience. Okay. So we're gonna go over here off to the side. When you log into VAX, okay, you're gonna book this just like you would book something for yourself when it comes to your clients. When you log into VAX, for some reason, VAX automatically defaults to Southwest. So if you're looking up a package, and we talked about this the other day, I believe, when you're looking up a package, and you get a Southwest only goes about 5 or 6 months out on airfare. So if you're looking a little further out than 5 or 6 months and you get a notification that says that airfare isn't available, chances are we forgot to change the supplier. So with that being said, I use FunJet a lot. I find that FunJet usually throws the better prices. Depending on the destination, will depend on the pricing. United Airlines is very good for Hawaii. They seem to have really good rates on Hawaii. So you might want to compare United Airlines alongside of FunJet to see what kind of pricing that you're looking at. So Christina has a client and they're wanting to go to the Caribbean. So Christina, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you could give me your details and I will put the details in here for you and we will show you how to go in here and do a booking and how to go in and compare with the other suppliers here in VAX. Now, you don't only have to compare it with VAX. You could go up and you could pull up Pleasant Holidays. Okay, pull up, and again, depending on your destination is going to be what these suppliers are able to pull for you. Because I have something for Bali, and Pleasant Holidays doesn't service Bali, so you could pull up VAX, Pleasant Holidays, Delta, and when I was using Expedia Tap a lot, I would pull up Expedia Tap, but we'll just focus on VAX right now. So we are in FunJet. So what do you have, Christina, as far as one of your bookings that you have on your list?
Okay, so they are going to be, they want all inclusive.
Okay.
It's a married couple, so just the two adults, no children, no pets, no special needs or anything like that they have.
Okay.
There's two airports that they have close by that they can fly from. They want to go to the Caribbean. Like nowhere specific, like they didn't have any specific place in the Caribbean that they want to go. They just want it warm, tropical, relaxing. She likes, definitely the relaxation with the spas and massages and, like total relaxation. He is big into golf. So if there's a resort that they can get golf, like, where it's included and stuff, because they want the all-inclusive, on site, that would be great. If not, then, because I don't know, what's in the Caribbean. I haven't learned a lot about it yet.
Right.
Then, having golf very, very close by.
Okay. Are they wanting an all adult property?
They didn't specify, but knowing my client, because I know my clients pretty well, knowing my clients, yeah, adult only.
Okay. Well, where are they going to be flying out of?
There's two airports. One of the airports would be TRI, it'd be Tri-Cities, in East Tennessee, and then the other potential one is going to be out of Asheville, North Carolina. I don't know the airport code off the top of my head.
Okay, so then you said that they wanted to go to the Caribbean,
right? I was thinking somewhere in Jamaica.
Yeah. So see, warm, but and that's the thing. We have to narrow it down. So if you go in here and you type in the Caribbean, see how I put in the first three letters, nothing's going to show up because you're not being specific. Okay. So we're going to go in and we're going to go to Jamaica. Okay. Now the most popular airport in Jamaica is Montego Bay. So we're going to put them into Montego Bay, and we've got one room, 2 adults. Okay. What are their dates?
We don't have specific dates. So for this purposes, we can just kind of play with it. But they were thinking August or September timeframe. So they do want a full seven nights though.
Okay. So we're just going to go for this booking. Let's just say we're going to go the 21st. Now you can either put 7 in here and it'll automatically populate the departure date, or you could click on the calendar and select the departure date. Okay. Now, out of curiosity, August, September, you might want to go up and Google weather in Jamaica in August. We want to see what the weather is going to be like, because we don't want to put them out there if they're going to get a lot of rain, or because that September, October usually starts the rainy season in the more tropical climates.
Okay.
So daily high temperatures around 89, falling down to 87, 91 daily low temperature, 78, So just kind of read through here. Does it rain in Jamaica? There is a 32% chance of perfect sunny day and a 68% chance of seeing a mixture of sunshine and clouds with an average of whatever 30 mm of rainfall is for the month. is August hurricane season in Jamaica. Once through November, October through November is hurricane season. So you should be okay. So you just want to make sure you kind of do a little bit of investigation on that, because I had somebody that wanted to go in October, and I'm like, you know, I would either go before or after, you know. So just, you know, as travel advisors, we're investigators. We provide them with everything that they're not thinking of, because they're just focusing on that vacation. So just do a little bit of investigation work there, more weather forecasters on top of it all. So,
Yeah,
all
they
right.
definitely want it when it's warm. So
Yeah, so August is fine. We've gone in July and it was perfect. It was perfectly fine. So they should be okay in August.
okay.
So here we are, Funjet Flight and Hotel, leaving out of Tri-Cities, going to Montego Bay, Jamaica, 7 nights, and we are going to search that and see what the system pulls up for us.
Now with Vax, Donna, while you're doing that, where we didn't select the add travel protection, is that at the beginning? The
No.
pre-select, can you still?
Yes.
They can still get it? Okay.
Yes. So you could add it here, or you can add it when the reservation pulls up. Yes,
Okay.
you can add it. Okay, so let me move you guys out of the way. So
As
with
far
this,
as far as the times on the flights, they don't have like a specific time, but they want to get there as early as possible and have a later
okay,
flight home.
okay. So when this pulls up, you guys, please, 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 do not pay attention to this. Do not pay attention to the airfare. Because right now, looking at this, this is a crappy airfare. I would never put my clients on this one anyway. And don't flip out when you see the prices over here, okay? Because this is going to change, because we haven't selected our hotel yet. We haven't selected any hotels. So what the system does is it pulls up a preferred hotel. And again, I think I've had checked into this and I couldn't figure out what the system, why it would pull this hotel up as a preferred. And I think it has something to do with these, the contract, and it has something to do with these little extra perks over here. So we may not be interested in that. We may be interested in that, but let's just say that their budget is $2,500 for the two of them. That's what this price is right here. This price reflects this hotel and this airfare. Okay. So don't flip out when you see it, because we're going to come in here and we're going to start filtering things. So I always go lowest to highest. Okay. First and foremost, write this down, you guys. I know our seasoned agents know this. Write this down. European plan is not all inclusive. Okay. European plan is not all inclusive. That's just the hotel. So Christina mentioned that she wants, her clients want all inclusive. So we're going to make it easy on our eyes, right? We don't need to strain our eyes anymore. We're going to come over here and click on all inclusive and see how it kind of clicked. So now it filtered lowest to highest, all inclusive. Okay. So now we have a whole list of properties. Now, if we want, let me see, she mentioned something about golf, right? Your clients want golf. So let's click on golf and see what properties are going to show up that have a golf option. And if there's any other, most of them have spas, so we won't click on spa unless
Are there only 5 that are adults only?
yes. So
okay.
if we want adults only, we'll click on adults only. And see, it populates the 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So with that being said, adults only properties are a little more expensive. because they're adult only. Now, an option, Christina, that you might want to look up, because they do have a very attractive budget.
Yeah.
You might even want to look up a Sandals property.
Okay.
Sandals is not going to be in here. Sandals, we could book, I believe, through Pleasant Holidays and Delta if you're not a Sandals, if you don't have access to the Sandals travel agent portal, but you should have access to it. I'm just saying, just to compare it, to what we have here, you might find something really nice here. So with this being said, here's Couples Tower Isle. Here's Couples Sands Sochi, Couples Negril, Ibero Star, and Couples Swept Away Negril. So this is up in the Negril area of Jamaica. This is in Montego Bay. This is right, literally around the corner from the airport. This is in Hanover, Jamaica. I'm sorry, did
Can I
somebody?
comment again just a minute? With Sandals, you have to be an agent for at least 6 months before you get access to the Sandals website.
Correct. So Christina should have access to the website because
But
she's been
yes,
with us a lot
Christina
longer than
should,
6
but
months.
some of the other ones listening may not.
Yes, so 6 months with Archer, and then you can gain access to the travel agent portal for Sandals. But you can, it doesn't mean that you can't book with Sandals. You can either call them directly, or you can look them up. I believe Pleasant Holidays, and I know Delta for sure has access to Sandals. You could book through Delta. So we're going to go ahead and Christina, do you want to leave these filters on with adults only and look at adult only properties, or do you want to remove the filter and have a bigger selection?
Let's remove the filter and have the bigger selection.
Okay.
Just because they haven't 100% specified yet.
Okay, so we remove the adult only selection and see a lot more properties popped up. Okay. All right. So with that being said, what I do is that I always look at the price to see where my starting point is. Okay. Then I look at how many stars the resort is. All right. Stay away from two-star. Stay away from, especially if it's 2 adults, stay away from maybe even a 3-star, depending. Now you're going to have, this is where we have to come in with our investigation, and we got to start researching these properties, because I won't put a client in a property that I would never stay at, right? That's just common sense. So let's take a look at Legends and see what it looks like compared to some of the others. So click on it. The photos are going to pop up. Very beachy. Looks like a smaller property. They do have restaurants and bars on property. Kind of small, right? Kind of small. Now, if they're saying we want something very small, very quaint, I mean, this, I mean, it's a little different than what I am used to seeing. So, then you want to come up here and you want to check on the reviews. Okay. Always, always, always read the reviews, because guaranteed your clients are going to be reading the reviews. So see, this is a casual hotel. So just by me looking at it, didn't I say it was a little bit smaller? So great casual hotel with friendly staff and awesome location on Negril Beach. Several food options, shopping all around, good size, clean room. So that looks like a very good review. It was my first time staying here in Negril. It was a great experience. Kenrick was awesome. So that must have been one of the hotel staff. Awesome, friendly, relaxing, 5-star customer service. So that's good. And here's the dates. Pay attention to your dates, because this could be something from 2 years ago. These are very, very recent. My fiance and I celebrated our engagement, my 25th birthday here. Miss Jennifer always had a smile on her face. The entire staff, especially Michael, made my stay so wonderful. So it looks like they've got some very, very good recent reviews. March, May. This is just last week.
Wow.
Okay, this is just last week. So read the reviews, okay? All right, so we know that one's a little smaller, a little more quaint, a little more cozy. Iberostar properties are absolutely beautiful.
Excuse me.
Again, big resort. Do they want, are they looking for a wow factor?
Yes, 100%.
You know, so this is definitely a wow factor. Okay. Read your little comments down, your little taglines down here. I wish that all the descriptions would show up with exactly what kind of a room this is. I need to know what kind of a suite this is if I book my client in there. That is one thing that does become very frustrating, because it'll just say sometimes room, accommodations, whatever. And then I've got to go onto the main website, Google the website, and start flipping through the pictures to see what the rooms are. So there's your buffet. Now, again, with all inclusive, your buffets are going to be here, but they're going to be a little different than what they were before in the past, pre-COVID. Okay. They're going to serve you. The staff is going to serve you. They switch out the utensils like every 15 minutes. They change their gloves every 15 minutes. So they will be standing back here serving you, which is kind of probably a good thing, because it's probably going to cut down on a lot of food waste, because, you know, a lot of times our eyes are way bigger than our tummies and we put way more food on our plate than we should. And then we end up tossing it, and it's a shame. So the pool looks very inviting. Okay. That's one thing that I look at. I'm a very, very big pool person. And if I don't like the pool, I don't know if my clients are going to like the pool. I like that the pool is right on the beach. Okay. It's got a swim up bar. All right. These are things that you're looking for. Looks like maybe the jacuzzi might be right there. So these are the kind of things you want to look for. So here's a closer picture by the swim up bar looking back at the resort. Very, very, very beautiful. They always have a fitness center. So if they want to go in there and work off those, you know, adult beverages, they are able to do that. Very beautiful lobby. Okay, very beautiful, very open. Here's your spa. And then back to the aerial view of the property. So this is a very good property. So here we are at a 4-star. Let's just quickly look on the reviews. This is April, very recent. The hotel was excellent. I would revisit again. Our concierge Trudy was wonderful. She treated us with care. Now this person is underwhelming. Okay, he only gave a 2-star. Immigration was painful, but we got through quicker. Okay, now immigration is not an issue on the hotel. Immigration is at the airport. Why it was painful for these folks, I have no idea. Did they not have the right paperwork printed out? That could be very painful, right? We got through quicker. We had to surrender. Okay, now listen. Okay, now listen. Got through quicker because we had to surrender fruit in the second line. Why do you have fruit? You cannot bring fruit, or you cannot be standing in customs chomping on an apple or something, right? Okay, the red line was empty compared to the green line. These are just different lines in customs that they go through. Bring and declare a sacrificial banana. I don't know what that means. This is kind of a weirdo. There's about 6 red lines. Pick the shortest one. Taxis are easy. This person did not use a travel advisor. This person did not use a travel advisor. So he had issues in customs at the airport. Okay. He's not saying anything. Well, let me see.
Oh Lord.
Okay. Oh yeah. This is, oh my goodness. This is somebody that doesn't have, he needs to find something different to do with his time. No microwave, no coffee maker. Okay. First of all, that's going to be described in the description of the room. Okay. This is an all-inclusive property. Okay. We are just now coming out of COVID. there should have been these amenities in the room. If there wasn't, if they were not in the room, it's due to COVID, and all you have to do is pick up the phone and call down to the concierge desk and they will have it delivered. Okay, see, was delivered promptly upon request. The minibar contained 1 Coke, 1 Coke Zero, 1 Sprite, and 2 Red Stripe. Okay, now this is because of COVID, family. This is because of COVID. When I was at Sandals, my minibar in my room fully stocked. And I thought to myself, gosh, I'm not going to be able to drink all that, during the time that I was there. Alcohol, your alcohol was in the room. Okay. If your clients are, alcohol drinkers. I'm not a beer guy, da, 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 da. Okay. Beer, Red Stripe is awful. Okay. That's his opinion. Red Stripe is actually very good. And I think I have actually seen it sold here in the United States. Most of the liquors is bottom shelf. That is not true. Well, maybe at this resort, but Smirnoff Abundance. Okay. So this guy is just picking everything apart. There's pretty awful reggae music blared all day long at the pool. He doesn't even know how to, it's inescapable at the suites, but a short stroll down the club. Okay, so he's just picking everything apart because I tell you what, he got set off here. This was his bad experience. So he's ripping the resort apart. Okay. The Michael Jackson show on Saturday night is worth taking a nap and is worth taking a nap and getting up for. The surf breaks oddly. Okay. So anyway, I'm done with this guy. Okay. So we're going to go to the next review. Best family vacation, especially during COVID. We have been meaning to put up 5-star review for weeks, finally doing it. Wedding of my dreams. My husband and I got married. This is a beautiful resort. Okay, so the good outweighs the knucklehead. Okay,
yeah, for sure.
So this is something that you have to determine. Okay, something that you're going to have to determine. And because this guy had an issue in immigration, it caused all this. He was looking for things to, typical to your Mexico Caribbean resort, recliner chairs or they're staked out early. Okay, well, wake up early and get down there and get your chairs down by the water. I mean, yeah. So anyway, okay. So we're going to get out of that one. So again, this price reflects a superior beachside room, a double superior, and this airfare. So Holiday Inn Montego, I'm not going to put my client in a Holiday Inn. I mean, granted, they're absolutely beautiful. They are, but they could stay in a Holiday Inn stateside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Grand Palladium, Jamaica Resort and Spa. Again, Grand Palladium are very, very beautiful properties. And look at that pool.
Wow.
Look at that. It's got restaurants. It looks like, oh, my pictures are changing automatically. Look at that lobby.
That's gorgeous.
Okay, is that not stunning?
Wow.
To have your guests walk into that, okay? Now this looks like it has individual,
like villas or something.
Yeah, so
Wow.
This is a standard junior suite. Beautiful, clean. Everything is clean.
And I
Here's
like
your
that type of tile flooring better than the other one.
Yes, so this keeps your room very, very cool. Now, with that being said, it is humid in Jamaica. So if you have, and speaking from experience, if you have the air conditioner running, which you will, and you go to open up the door, which I do, and especially at night, I'll lower the air and I'll open up the doors, and usually there's a sheer drape that you can pull across. There's a sheer one, and then there's a light block out, heavier drape. I'll pull the sheer just to keep the little buggies out. And you've got to be careful when you do that because condensation builds up on the floor. Okay, so if you get up out of bed in the middle of the night to go to the restroom and you're not aware, yeah, you're gonna land on your butt. Okay, I didn't fall, but when you walk into your room, when you come in the door and this is what you see, and you left your door open a little bit, you could literally see the condensation build up on, you know, on the floor. And it's not bad and it's not uncomfortable. You just have to be very careful. But look at the beautiful bathroom in the suite category. Blue Lagoon Restaurant, Jerk Hut. Oh yeah, you got to have jerk chicken when you're in Jamaica. Oh my goodness. Look at how cute these little restaurants are. So this would probably be on the top contender
Yeah, for
of
sure.
my choices for my client, because they do have a little bit of a higher, look at this. So, you know, this is all restaurant up here and probably entertainment. So this is very, very beautiful.
That's
It looks like they
gorgeous.
got volleyball going on down there. Big, beautiful pool. You got your beach side right there. You know, everything is right there. This is stunning. Okay, kayaking. So this is usually included. Okay, so we just flipped through, and I thought this was their gym for a minute. But it's tables. You know, flip through the photos, and if it's appealing, look at that, the spa. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is a top contender. So what are we getting them? We're getting, okay, they've got the complimentary on-site COVID testing for return. You're able to get them $1,500 resort credit, okay? If it's a honeymoon, they'll get a welcome gift. It's all-inclusive amenities. And right now, if you're traveling between now and December of 2021, the rates are reduced, and the reduced discount is already reflected in the price. So with the $1,500 resort credit, they can use it towards, let's see here, laundry service, romantic beach dinner for 2, spa treatment. So that's what I would be spending it on. Okay. It's not redeemable for cash. Redemption information will be provided upon checkout in. It is not redeemed for cash, products, or merchandise. So they have to use it towards amenities. Okay. So I would definitely take advantage if you can take advantage of this a couple times, you know, and definitely the spa treatments. Okay. So there is that one. Now let's say we're interested in this. We're going to go to our accommodations. Right now it's pricing out at a junior suite garden view. So this and this I have not been able to figure out, because why am I going to pay $988 more for the exact same thing up here? Okay, you're not getting any more amenities. It's all the same. So I don't know why they do that. But here's a junior suite oceanfront view. Why the difference? Look at that difference.
The only difference I see is the bottom one just says reduced rates. The top one doesn't.
Okay, well, I'm not going to pay $1,200 to get a reduced rate. I'm
No.
going to go, I want to put my client in a junior suite oceanfront view. This means that they have a oceanfront, not a partial, an oceanfront. So you have to be careful when you're booking your clients, you guys, when it comes to this description. Okay, because some of them will say partial oceanfront, partial ocean view, or ocean view. Now, is it oceanfront? There's a difference. So you have to kind of be careful. All right. And you know what? It's a matter of picking up the phone and calling the resort, and they could very easily explain it to you. You know, I want to know if an ocean front view is my client's going to walk out on their balcony and they are going to see the ocean. They're not going to have to look out this way or look out this way or stand sideways or stand on their head to look out at the ocean. So let's just say, okay, we're going to choose that resort because that is definitely a winner. So now we're going to go in and choose our airfare. Okay. So see the starting point right here. Okay. Now this is basic economy. Personally, I highly recommend you stay away from basic economy. Okay. For $100 more, you're going to put them in the main cabin. Basic economy, usually you are the last one. Oh, well, always you are the last one on. Usually you cannot bring a carry-on. What they consider a carry-on is your purse or a backpack. So you can't bring a carry-on. And you don't get to choose your seats, okay? Unless my client says, I want, and I hate using this word, cheapest. I want the least expensive airfare. I don't care where I sit. I don't care when I board. I want basic. Then I don't touch this. And you could filter that over here, I think, too, somewhere. It'll ask you if you want to remove, see right here, basic economy fares, show it or hide it.
Let's hide it.
So you could hide it. So I'm going to hide it because I don't want to see basic economy. Yes, we're going to hide it. Okay. So, and you can go in there and change it at any time. Okay. You just go back in there and switch it over. Okay.
Hey, Donna, there's some questions in the chat that might actually.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So Annie wants to know, how do you find the number directly to the resort without getting like a third party to answer for them? Do you know? Or is that something we need to research?
Okay, I'm going to show you right now.
Okay.
Okay, you are going to go like this. I always copy it rather than open in a new link. It's just something that I'm used to doing. You're going to go like that. And this shows up. Don't go over here because look, Expedia, look, okay. Go to the website. Now the website's going to show up. I have pulled photos from the website to send to my clients before. Because sometimes in VAX, they don't, you know, I mean, some of their photos are basic. Okay. So let me get this out of the way. Oh, God, I don't have a whole lot of room here with my mouse. Get that out of the way. Okay. So you are going to, let me move us out of the way. So you're just going to come over here and look for a phone number. It's coming across in Spanish. There's probably a setting on here that you can switch it to English. That's funny that it is coming across all in Spanish.
It looks like there's a number up at the top. It starts with like 001.
Yeah, so when you call, okay, so when you do the 001, that's the country code, and you're calling the property. Okay, I couldn't see that because our pictures were in the way. So this is where you're calling from. So we're calling from the US. So this is going to be your number. And this is when you see a 001, that's going to go directly to the hotel. Okay, if you want an 800 number, you know, then you just Google their 800 number, you know, or whatever. But that's going to go, this is going to go more than likely, it is going to go directly to the resort. So then you just call them if you have questions and say, hey, you know, good afternoon. My name is Donna. I'm a travel agent with Archer Travel Services in Southern California. I always put Southern California, do however you want. I am trying to find out because I'm getting ready to book my client at your property. And I would like to know if this room, the Junior Suite oceanfront view room, is an actual ocean view. Can they walk out onto their balcony and see the ocean? And they will be able to tell you. So you know, you just gotta pick up the phone and call, right? So that's what I do. I don't sit around and wait. I don't rely on somebody else to give me the answer, because why? You know, why am I going to call down to Jose and say, hey, he's not going to know, you know, I mean, call the resort. Very, very simple. Okay. So your client says, okay,
sorry, Donna.
I don't want to leave. Was there other questions?
Yeah, there was. I'm sorry, honey. Sherilyn wanted the difference between published fare or bulk fare.
That is just the rate. This is the rate. Published fare means that everybody and their brother can see that fare. Bulk is a little bit less than published because it is what it is. It's bulk fare. They have a bulk of airfare, and it's going to be discounted just a little bit.
Okay.
When you see unpublished, that is a very good rate to grab because that is only what we see. Our clients are not going to see it, and it is going to be a discounted rate. Okay.
Awesome. Thank
So
you.
with this being said, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, oh, okay, great. A 1 hour layover. They're laying over in Charlotte. This would not be a good layover if they were laying over in Miami, especially with American Airlines, because I know y'all have heard my story. That terminal is over a mile long, and if you get delayed, you're going to miss your connecting flight. Because I'm telling you what, they don't hold flights for nothing anymore. They don't. So this looks like a very good flight. Okay, it's not going to rush them to the airport. It's going to get them there within a decent hour. They're only going to have an hour layover, and they're going to get to Montego Bay at a decent hour. So they at least have the remainder of the afternoon and the evening to enjoy their first day on the island. Now from here, 1:30, depending on customs, it's going to take them, let me see, where exactly is the property located? Okay, it is in Montego Bay, so it's going to literally take them 15 minutes to get to their hotel from the airport. Okay, now with hotels on Montego Bay, just be advised that it is near the airport, and chances are the air traffic does fly on the departures. On the departures, if you're on the one side of the airport, they will get a little bit of air traffic. I don't mind it because I worked with the airlines. I love airplanes. I don't care. They could fly over me all day long. It's not really bothersome. It may bother some people, but I would have to look on the map to see exactly where this property is located. You know, if it's on the inbound side or if it's on the outbound side, I don't know. So we would have to look at it, but seriously, it's, I wouldn't even worry about it, but that's just a heads up for you to know. So if this airfare looks good, Christina, I mean, we could look at other ones here, 7:45 a.m., but look at, they got a 4-hour layover in Atlanta. This is a poopy flight. I would not put them on that.
That's too many transfers.
Yeah, this is a good one.
That one's actually, yeah, what was the difference in pricing on that though?
Yeah, but then your price goes up.
Yeah.
See, you've got a better airfare. Okay. But then again, I'm very big on layovers right now because of what happened to me in Miami when we went to Jamaica. Now you're changing into Delta Airlines. Again, are they Sky Miles people? They got point, whatever. But it did raise the price. You got 4,000 versus $32.94. So that's a big difference.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. So I think I would probably go with this one.
Yeah, I would.
So we're going to click that.
And I know these particular clients pretty well. So to save an hour and a half on time.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So this one right away, I would not even blink an eye at because I'm not going to do that to my client.
And blink.
This one here, they're returning to Charlotte. So Charlotte is going to be the point of entry into the United States. It's a 3.5-hour layover. Nobody's really in a big hurry to get home. They're just coming off a vacation. That might be good for them to kind of rest a little bit, but I can't ever rest in an airport. But leaving at 2:51 versus leaving at 12:46 with an hour layover, the price is $34.69. The price is $33.55. So again, it's a matter of.
And the $33.55, they were leaving later in the afternoon, weren't they?
Yes. So here's a 5 p.m. departure. Now, this is what I do. I like to get my clients out a little later. Unless they specify I've got to be on that plane by 7 in the morning, I get them out a little later. Why? Because they could get up, they could shower, they could go down and have breakfast, they could take one more little dip in the pool or in the water if they wanted to, you know what I mean? So their shuttle's going to pick them up approximately 2 to 3 hours prior to departure.
Okay.
So remember that just because they're leaving the airport at 5, they're going to be leaving the hotel 2 to 3 hours before this time. So, and the shuttle will tell you. So that's a 5-hour layover. I wouldn't
Oh,
do
yeah.
that. So I would go back up to probably 33.55 versus 34.69. I don't know, Christina, what do you think?
Wait,
3-hour layover, 3.5-hour layover versus an 1.5-hour layover.
hang on a second. What were the 33.55?
So about $100 difference.
Oh yeah,
About a $90 difference.
they would beat me with a pole if I gave them a 4-hour layover. So
Okay, so we'll go with this one.
yeah, because see but the other thing to look at too with these two that I just noticed is, scroll back up a little bit, please. So with the 33.55, it has them leaving, departing at 2:51, but because of that layover, they're not getting home until nearly midnight.
Right.
Well, that's
How
just
far of a drive do they have?
They from that airport to their house is probably 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay, so they're going to get home well after midnight. By the time they get their luggage,
Right.
they'll hit home probably about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's a no-go.
Okay.
Get them home at dinner time.
Yeah. So here's this one, or that's a late inbound. That's a late inbound. Sometimes you don't have a choice.
So, yeah.
See, these are the only flights available. So
they wanted to get home, they wanted to leave Jamaica as late as possible on the departure home. But I don't
so then you could give them the 2 options. You could say, I could get you out of there at 5 p.m. However, you're not going to hit Tri-Cities until 11:30 at night.
But that one is better than the other one because it's only an 1.5-hour layover versus the same time where it was like a 4-hour layover.
Right. So this one here would probably be the better bet.
Yeah.
Okay. So just for practice purposes, we'll go ahead and click on them.
Right. I just noticed it, so I figured it was kind of important to pay attention to.
So now you can look at this over here. Okay, we've got a total package of $3,567.59. Per person price is $1,783. If I was to text them what I found, I would tell them, I got you air out of Tri-Cities, arriving in Montego Bay around 1:30 in the afternoon, leaving out of Montego Bay around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, arriving in Tri-Cities 11:38 at the Grand Palladium, all inclusive with a junior oceanfront suite, okay, at 1783.80 per person. Let them do the math. This sounds way more appealing than this, okay? Always give them the lower rate, all right, you guys? It sounds a lot more appealing. Check down here in your features. It automatically populated transportation. Okay, so they will have round trip transfers. And then you want to always make sure that you read the mandatory entry requirements down here and let them know. It is our job to make sure that our clients are informed on what paperwork that they need to enter a foreign country. Okay, if they are not prepared, they will get denied, and we just screwed up their entire vacation, and we don't want to do that. Okay, this is very easy. Jamaica is very easy to enter. You do have to go onto visitjamaica.com, fill out the travel authorization form. It takes a matter of 3 minutes to do. And then you submit it, and within 5 minutes, you have your approval in an email, and you print that out. I tell my clients, you print one out to keep on you. You put one in your carry-on. I kind of go overboard, but I don't care whether they follow my instructions. At least I told them, and you put one in your checked-in luggage, because if you lose your carry-on and you lose the one that you got in hand, at least you have one in your checked-in luggage. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have all those grounds covered. Then they are also going to need their COVID test 72 hours prior to departure, and you can't make that test until 72 hours prior to departure. You can't make your appointment. Okay, you could go into the system, COVID testing near me, and make sure that they apply for the travel COVID test. Travel COVID test. Okay, there's 2 different tests, and if they haven't gotten tested for the proper antigens, they will get denied entry into the country. You guys, this is very, 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 very important, and I can't stress on it enough. And again, I didn't get asked for an additional health insurance to go into Jamaica. This is changing daily from what I've been reading. A lot of, Annie went to Turks and Caicos, and she had to actually upload an additional umbrella health insurance. You have to go in and get an additional, because our U.S. health insurance is not good in foreign countries. It will not cover you unless, and I could be wrong on this, unless it's a military insurance. I believe military insurance, you are covered, but you have to have, I call it an umbrella insurance. And I did find something on Geo Blue travel insurance. I don't mean to get away from this, but you guys, this is so important, and this is so critical for our clients to travel. See this right here? Find your plan. Are you a single trip? Yes. Multiple trips? You got multiple destinations? Are you going to be somewhere long term? Single trip. You put in what's the zip code, Christina?
Their zip code.
Yeah. Or
Hang on a second. I've got it.
just so I could show you. Now you could do, from what I understand, you could also use Travel Guard and AIG for this. I have not dug into that yet. I'm going to go in and I'm going to scope it out, because I used to do the separate travel protection for my clients when I would book cruises. Rather than do the travel protection that the cruise line offers, I would do the travel insurance through Travel Guard, because it's very equivalent in cost, but it covers a lot more. And I'm telling you, accidents happen when you're traveling. The unexpected happens. So this is mandatory. So what is the zip code, Christina?
37660.
So you're going to go in and put a zip code, and it's going to ask you to get a quote. And then you're going to go in and you're going to put the travel dates. Okay, so it's going to be based on, I don't know, I can't remember what I picked, the 21 through the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. And what is the age of the subscriber, just roughly?
34.
34. So it's going to be based on your travel dates and your age. And then it's going to ask for you to click get a quote now, and see, it's going to pop up like this. What do you want? Do you want 50,000 medical? Do you want 100,000 medical? Or do you want $1 million medical limit? And this is also in case you should catch COVID when you're traveling. It can happen. And if it does happen, a lot of the resorts are putting the clients up for the 10 to 14 day quarantine. And you've got to have coverage in case you get sick, because your work health insurance is not covering you when you're traveling. Okay, so it's $19. Okay, $19 for $1 million policy. Okay, zero deductible. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be in addition to everything else. Okay,
Right.
so COVID testing 72 hours prior to travel. entry approval to get into the country. Okay, the websites are always right here, and you copy that website and send it to your client. Okay, you could copy all of this and send it to your client. Read it. Read it. That's what it's there for. They're going to get notification from their airline telling them you need to get a COVID test prior to traveling. And then the additional insurance. Now that's going to require a little bit of investigation. I didn't have to do it when I went to Jamaica. I know when Annie traveled, she had to do it in Turks and Caicos. So it's probably just best to have it. What's it? You've got a $3,500 investment. What's $40 more, right, to be covered? Because I'm telling you, my goodness, you could rack up a ton of doctor bills, and they're not going to be responsible for your doctor bills. Okay, so if this looks good, one thing I wanted to do was, we didn't read the reviews on this property, which I'm sure the reviews are probably good. Okay, girls vacation, boom, 5-star, 10/10 recommend, amazing. Okay, what happened to this person? Third time is not a charm. To say I'm disappointed is an understatement. My room was filthy. There was someone's hair in the shower. Okay, that's gross. Yeah, that's, why, I don't know. Maybe housekeeping didn't have a chance to get to the room yet. Now, you don't enter a hotel room without the room being sealed. They'll put a little sticker on the door jamb, on the door, across the door, and on the door jamb. And if that seal is broken, you don't enter. Okay, that room has not been sanitized. So again, it's up to you. I had a grand time at the Palladium Resort, blah, 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 why this person had a bad experience. For me to read this, it makes me think that housekeeping hadn't had a chance to get in the room and clean the room yet. So that, how he was able to get up into his room, I don't know. But the resort, overall the reviews look good. So just make sure you do that. So this is what your itinerary is going to look like. Okay. So, that's a pretty good price.
Yeah, and that's in their budget.
Okay, it's in their budget. Now, do you want to price it out with another supplier over here? Do you want to go to Apple or United or one of the other ones to price it? I mean, to me, this looks pretty good.
No, that looks pretty good. I think they would be happy with something like that.
So now you want to know what your commission is. So you're going to click on that. $357. That's not bad for an hour's worth of work, right? Okay. So you're going to leave your commission alone. Okay. Now you want to show this to your client. I'm going to show you. First, we're going to email it. And then I'm going to show you how to create a sales email. There's pluses and minuses to both. A sales email, you could pull up 3 or 4. I think you could pull up to 6. You could pull up to 6 properties and it'll list them in a row in chronological order by price. The only thing is that it doesn't list the per person price. So you have to tell them that this price reflects 2 adults, 1 room, and it goes and it pulls the basic room. It doesn't pull the ocean, there's perks to both. I only use this if I'm kind of sort of in a hurry and I explain everything to them, but we're just going to email it. Now, it is totally up to you whether you want to email it to yourself and then email it to your client, or if you want to email it directly to your client. The difference is, if you email it directly to your client, it's going to come from Archer Travel Services. If you email it to yourself and forward it to your client, it's going to come from you. Go down here and change your verbiage. Okay. I'm not going to do it right now, just for the sake of time. But I always go in here and say, thank you for taking time to price. Get rid of FunJet, because we don't want them to know what supplier we're using, because FunJet is available to the public and they could go to FunJet and price this out themselves. So thank you for taking the time to price a Jamaican getaway. I usually get rid of all this. And I'll leave, you know, just clean it up, you know, with, Just Solutions Travel. Get rid of all that. And you could put your own little personalized message in there. I usually put, you know, it is our mission to take care of your travel plans from beginning to end, to create a stress-free environment. So all you have to do is show up, you know, and have a good time on your, you know, I personalize it a little bit, and you could just leave it like that. And then I do go down here and get rid of my agent ID number and put and then you could put your phone number, right? Okay.
Right.
And then look it over, make sure it's got your transfers. I try to remember to tell them to read the hotel advisories in red. You know, and just kind of give it a brief overlook. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Here's their deposit. And here is when you could even put this in there, and up here, you know, your deposit is 1516.16 with the balance due in full on July 7th. Okay, you could put that here if you want. So then it's going to ask you to preview it.
Okay. How would we add travel insurance since we didn't pre-select it?
Yeah. So you go over here to features. And I would probably automatically select a full travel credit for them. Now, you could tell them that a cash refund is available for $229.99 per person, or the full credit is $99.99 per person. Now, up here, when I'm sending the email, I would probably put, if I did not select travel protection for them, I would put in big bold letters, this does not include travel protection. You can put the cost, full travel credit, cash refund is this. I highly suggest travel protection to protect your investment. Now the cash refund, cancel for any reason. Click on more details, low deposit with let me see, you could click on it. I've done this. I've done this. I've gone in here and I've looked at the highlights. I've read through it. I've copied and pasted all of this and sent it to them in an email. You could send it in a separate email, you know, and tell them this is what, because they need to read this. They need to know what they're getting for their money. I can't choose it for them.
Right.
So I would just copy and paste this, let them know that you sent them travel protection in a separate email. What would you like me to add to your package? And then you could go in before they make their deposit and go in, because you're going to save this, click on features. And if they say, yeah, we want the full travel credit, then you add that to your package. And then you go into the booking process. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And then if they want to add, say they want a limo, they don't want to share transportation. They want to go all out, find out, make sure, you know, tell them, you know, the transportation that's included is a shared transportation, and most people are fine with it. But sometimes people are, you know, bougie and they want, you know, you know, they want a limo or a private sedan, you know, which is fine. And you could do that. Here's the VIP service, Club Mobe, which is really, really cool. They get you through customs a lot faster. You can offer them this, which is going to up your commission a little bit. Club Mobe, go in here and read it. and find out what it's all about. But we did this and it's worth it because they greet you. It's kind of like to the front of the line kind of thing. Through customs, you get through customs, and then they take you to a really cool lounge. And they used to have, I don't know what kind of snacks they have now with COVID, but they used to have like finger sandwiches and all kinds of little hors d'oeuvre kind of things, drinks, adult beverages, coffee, tea, soda. And you wait in that lounge until your transfer arrives. And then when your transfer arrives, they come in and get you and take you out to your transfer. So you might always, hey, are you interested in Club Mobe? They're going to say, well, what's that? Click on it, read it. Okay, read it and let them know. I didn't even get to enjoy it because, I went with my family, and I was over at the counter checking in for our transfer, and our transportation came. So, just read it. You snip this, copy and paste it, and send it to them. Okay. All this information is back here for our information. This is how we learn. Okay. So now it bumped the price up to $18.83. And they're okay with that. So here it listed, see, it says travel protection, transportation, price match. All right, now we're going to email it. Okay, let's just say we went in and we did our blah, blah, blah here. And you're going to either email it to yourself or you're going to email it to your client. Okay.
Okay.
Look at the deposit. You know what happened? Look at this.
Wow.
The deposit went down. Why? What did we do? Does anybody know? What did we just do?
We added the insurance.
We did.
Yep, travel insurance.
Yep. So your deposit went down. Okay. So that's very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
That's very attractive.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
the system is saying, okay, you're protecting your investment. So we're going to cut you a little bit of a break and, have you do a lower deposit. So that's very cool. So then you're going to preview your, your message and make sure it's all good, blah, blah, blah. And then you're either going to send it to yourself or you're going to send it to your client.
Right. Personally, I would send it to myself, one, so I could take out Archer Travel and all that. We're branding ourselves, but then also you have a copy of it. So if they call you with questions,
well, you can add,
you can look side by side with it.
Right. And you can add another email. See, add another recipient. So you could send it to them and you could send it to yourself. Okay. But by sending it to yourself, and you guys, I don't want to confuse you with this, but to send it to yourself. Okay, if you sent it to your client, this is what your client's going to see. Okay, it's going to show that it's coming from you, but it's going to show this. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But when you click on it, okay, you're the client. This is exactly what they're going to see. Okay, FunJet. They're going to see it's pretty much just everything that we just looked at. If you send it to yourself and you forward it, okay, now it's going to open up down here, right? Left click, highlight all this, and cut it the heck out of there. Now, when your client receives this, they have no clue who we're booking through. So my theory is that it's kind of to protect your work and what you've done, because you'd be surprised how shady some people can be. Yeah. So that's that. So then you're just going to go up here. Once you do that, don't go too far because you're going to end up here. So here you are here. You're going to put your client's email in there. Okay. And you could even add a little more message right here, if you have to, if you forgot to say something, and then send it. Okay. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions on that? And like I said, you could send it direct. Send it to yourself. You're going to forward, copy, cut, send. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With that being said, you did all this work. Now you want to save it because you don't want to have to come back to it.
Right.
Save the itinerary. You're going to come down here, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, whatever. Okay. You could even put, if you have several properties, Grand Palladium. Save your itinerary. Now, where does it go? Okay, it circles, but it's already saved it. You're going to go up here. Well, my thing would stop bouncing around. You're going to go up here, retrieve, saved itinerary. You just saved it. Now, funny thing is that you just saved it. If you go to pull it up, don't be surprised if the price has already gone up or down. It has happened to me before where I saved it and I went in to get it. See, here it is here. See all this stuff here I've been working on. Here's this here. You're going to go to it. And if you don't need it no more, you could delete it. It deletes out of the system in 2 weeks automatically. So if you go beyond 2 weeks, you might, it's going to go bye-bye. It'll delete out. They used to save them in here for a very long time. Okay, look.
Oh, wow.
Look. See what happened? See this red notice up there? Look at the price now.
It jumped up.
It went up. So that's what I mean about letting your clients know that and I repeat it. Prices are subject to change until deposit is made. And I tell them, I've seen the price change right in front of my face before.
We just watched it.
We just watched it.
Wow.
Now that's not that big of a difference. It's like $20.
Yeah,
but still, and now it went up. I had instances where it went down and I'm like, oh my God, and then I'll contact my client and I'll say, look, I'll make it sound like it was something that I did. Okay. Because we're not really hurting anybody by saying this. I'll say, you know what? I was looking around and I was searching and I was just looking around and I found a coupon that I was able to add. I added it to your reservation and it took it. So I was able to save you $100 or $200. And they're happy. They're like, oh my God, they felt like they just died and went to heaven, right? Because their price lowered. They don't know how it lowered. I make it sound like it was something that I did, right? So yeah, so then you're ready to book and you just go in here and you put all the information number. If they have a TSA number, then that's fine. You can put the TSA, you don't have to. It's not mandatory. Make sure that you have the spelling of their legal names as it appears on their ID. You will ask them, I need the exact spelling as it shows on your passport, because during qualifications, you're going to ask them, you do have a current passport, right? And if they say, oh my God, my passport expires tomorrow, can't book it for you.
And your
Always make sure that your clients have current updated passports. They forget about things like this. They forget. I've got 2 years before mine expires. My sister's expires in 9 months. She's going on Monday to go down and submit her paperwork. You can renew it up to 9 months prior to expiration. Now, can you travel? I don't know, because you have to send your current passport in. Okay, you got to send the current passport in when you go to renew. Will they give her something? I don't, she's not planning on traveling internationally anytime soon. But the thing is that what if somebody had to travel, their passport is still good, but yet they had to send it in for renewal. You know, we're going to find out on Monday when she goes to do it, if they're going to give her something indicating that, yes, she has a passport. It is current. This is, you know, are they going to give her something in exchange for that? So I'm kind of curious, and I'll let you guys know when I find out.
And
But
Dawn, don't the passports have to be valid for, the expiration date has to be at least 6 months after their departure date?
yes, like in my sister's case, her
Right.
passport hasn't expired yet.
Right.
So she would be in that window. So again, this is information that changes daily.
Right.
And it's up to us to use our best friend, Google, because it will give you information. And if you are uncertain, because you don't want to give your client the wrong information, that's the last thing you want to do. Pick up the phone and call. My name is Donna Fontaine. I'm a travel agent with Archer Travel Services. I've got a client looking to travel, and this is a situation with their passport. Can they travel? And they will tell you. And they will tell you if there's somebody answering the phones on the receiving end. So then you just come in here, make sure you're putting in the proper information. If you should put something in wrong here, it is going to kick it back. Now, I want to enlighten you guys on something, because this can be very scary. This is a lot of money. Okay. This is a lot of money. When you're doing this booking, please don't rush through it. Please don't do it. If you call me and say, I was in a hurry and I messed up, I have no sympathy for you. Okay. The system automatically defaults the deposit amount. Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Jones wants to put half down. Pull up your little calculator, figure out what half is, get their authorization to charge this credit card, and you got to change the amount. If they're making payments, okay, listen to me. Their deposit's been placed, their booking has been confirmed. They call you and say, I want to make a $200 payment. You're going to go up here, retrieve a reservation. You could look at it, it'll pull up by name or it will pull up by reservation number. It's going to pull this exact up right here. You are going to go down. Oh, it won't let me do it because
Well, yeah, because we're not
haven't
gonna
made a
actually
payment.
save it.
Okay.
We're not gonna complete the
It's
booking.
good. It's going to have a little tab down here that's going to say add payment. So you're going to click on add payment, change the amount because it's going to default to the balance due. Change the amount. Pay attention. Okay. You're going to have to put the credit card number in again because it may be a different credit card, right? And change the amount and then apply the payment. And if the payment processes, you're going to get a little notification down here that says payment process, card ending in 1234 in the amount of $200. So that way you know that the payment has been processed. I copy and paste that and I send it to my client and say your payment's been processed. This will show up with the new balance. Okay, I copy and paste this and I send it with the little, your payment has been processed. I put it in an email and boom, I send it. You know, and it's little things like that that your client is going to be very, very, very grateful for. You know, they're visual, they want to see it. You could send them a new whole itinerary, but you don't need to do that unless they want it.
Right.
This is going to change. Copy and paste this whole thing, you know, just copy and paste it, right? Just to here. Copy, paste, because it's going to tell you what the balance is due up here and what the final payment, you know, what's, you know, what, and this number and this number is always going to be the same. And then when it's paid off, it's going to show a zero balance. Okay. Because I had, you know, people, they'll, and you have to make the payments for them. They can't do it. Okay. So that's basically how you go through preparing your client for a quote. Is there any questions, Christina?
I do not have any questions. No, ma'am. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I've played around in VAX, you know, doing like mock bookings, but I've never actually taken it all the way through that far because I was so nervous I was going to end up, you know, actually submitting it or something and messing it up. So, thank you for going, you know, all the way through that. So
yeah,
whenever you guys are doing a mock booking, you can go all the way through this whole thing. And then you can copy and paste that and share that on your social media. Look at this amazing, amazing quote that I just got from my clients. They're going to love their trip in Jamaica. They don't have to know it's not like an actual booking that you're, you know, that you're really doing for a real person. It's attractive marketing. So
right.
This is awesome.
And then really quick,
Sandy had a question. She said, do we need a credit card authorization for every payment we do? No.
You don't. You don't. As long
I think that would be a personal preference.
That, yes, exactly. Now, if
not a requirement.
I usually do it as a total amount.
If your client is using several different credit cards, I probably would say, okay, I just need you to send me a quick email authorizing me to make your payment for $200 on whatever the last 4 digits of the card number is, because you're using a different card. That way you just have, you know, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? You know, we don't know what's going on out there. So I probably would, and I have done that in the past, and they're fine with it. Just say, hey, I'm going to send you a quick email real quick, and you word it, right? You word it. You compose an email. You know, hi, Mr. Jones. Please authorize, you know, please author, oh God, my fingers. To make the following charge of $200 on reservation number, blah, 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 blah. On the following card ending in, and then you just go like this: credit card number, expiration, CV code, and then just put name, of course, up here, and send it to them, and they could fill that in, their name, credit card ending in, and then you could put last 4 digits if they don't want to give it to you in an email. Last 4 digits, expiration, and that, boom, there's your authorization.
Yeah. Because we don't have to send in the credit card authorization forms to Archer any longer unless it's for air only. If it's got air, then yes, you have to send them the authorization. Other than that, it's for your records, but it's still your business and your protection, as well as your client's protection, that you need to, you know, to make sure that you're paying attention to.
Right. And you just, like I said, it's better to be safe than sorry, because you'll be surprised. Be very, very careful with these phone calls of, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I've got this very thick accent, and my name is Bill Jones, and I want to go to Dubai, and I want to go next week. And they've got a very thick accent. I had that happen to me a couple weeks ago. The guy never called me back because he knew I was questioning him.
Right.
He never called me back. And then one of our gals that's on the Sunrise call, She had a phone call with a guy looking to book Dubai, and I'm wondering if it was the same guy. He was just going through travel agents until he could get somebody to book him to go to Dubai.
Yeah.
You know, don't fall for it. It's not worth it. It believe me, because it was, well, actually mine was air and hotel, but anyway, really quick, I want to touch on something else for you guys, really quick.
Donna, after you do that, Annie had her hand raised in the.
Okay, no, let's do Annie. What's Annie's question?
She might need to be
Yeah,
unmuted. I don't know how
asked her
you
to
guys have
unmute,
that.
but she
Hang on.
didn't.
Let me get there.
I saw it pop up, so.
Yeah, I did too. Annie, you can unmute now.
I didn't want to interrupt when you were answering Sandy's question, so I was trying to wait, but I didn't want to forget.
She might be driving though. She might not be able to unmute.
Yeah, she might be.
Yeah, I asked her to unmute.
Okay. Well, I'll go on with this one little extra thing that I wanted to show you. Say you want to send several properties to show your client. What does create a sales email mean? Okay, when you're in the hotel phase of looking things up, you have to be in the hotels, okay? You're gonna go over here and click create a sales email and see how this little button popped up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Say you want to show your client this one, this one, this one, and let's do this one. Okay, you've got 4 properties selected. You're going to go up here and you're going to preview your sales email. Okay, it's going to have the message box. It's going to pull whatever airfare you chose. Okay, so all I did was I went back and I clicked on change hotel, and the airfare and everything's remained the same. It's going to show up like this. Okay. Now it's for whatever room is the lead-in rate. Okay. This one here is not going to show the ocean view suite that we looked at. Okay. I have an affiliate with FunJet, so if they wanted to book themselves, they could book themselves. It shows that the trip insurance is down here. It's not going to open up for me because I'm in it, but when you send this to your client, and I'll do that, they could click on this and it'll open up. But this kind of gives them, you know, a photo to kind of look at. Okay, you're going to go in here and change that. It gives the price for 2. Okay, so, and any details, they're saving 53%. So let's just say, and you have the option to click off a book now button, show prices. You could filter that. So I'm going to email this to me. And we're going to take a look at what they see. And what's really cool about that is that if they wanted to book it themselves, because, you know, some people like to have control over what their vacations, right? They like to have control over it. So it doesn't appear to be.
And they may also be wary about giving their card information to us.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Especially
you'll
if it's
come up.
something
Okay.
people
So
don't
here it
know.
is. So vacation options. So then when they open it up, there's the airfare. They could see what the airfare is. And here's this. They could click on this and they could see everything about the resort. Okay. Everything about the resort. Now, they could go over here and they could change the dates. I don't know if I would want my client to have that kind of control, but they could change the dates. Now they could go over here and scope out the accommodations. Now, why they can't choose it, I don't know, but they could scope that out. They could go over here, mess with the dates, whatever, add their travel protection, which it was already, you know, I like this, but I don't. And I don't use it that often. Because what I do is, you know, I mean, they could look at every single one of these. Okay. What if I had to send them photos? And again, it's a little bit of work. You know, it all depends on what you want to do. It all depends on what you want to do, you know, for your client. I might not put it there. I might put the photos, whatever, wherever. So I'm going to go up here. Remember, we pulled it up. I'm going to search for photos. Okay, I'm going to snip. I'm going to snip some photos. I'm going to try to grab the resort that we selected for the, or the room that we selected for them, and put that on there. Okay, this is a very attractive photo. You know, I might, you know, let's snip it. And this may seem like a lot of work to you guys. Okay, I do this all the time, so I kind of go through it. You know, you might want to do something like that. Oh, I got so much stuff in the way here. Let me get you guys out of the way again. You're going to go up to your email and you're just going to copy and paste. Okay. And I do this with my left click on it and make it an original size. So it's nice, you know, and just go in here and look for photos. Okay. Here's the rooms. Here's, you know, here's the spa, you know, pulls, you know, probably 4 or 5 really attractive photos. Okay. What suite is this? I'll get you guys out of the way. Okay, here's the junior suite. Is it an ocean view? No.
It looks like the ocean view.
Junior suite. You want to make sure whatever bathroom you're snipping is going to be in the room that you're offering them. Is this considered an ocean view? I hope not, because the trees are in the way. See, they don't really have, but you know, you get the idea, you know, snip, go to your email, paste, go back, find another photo, you know, snip, go to the email, paste, boom. And then you send it with photos. And that's what I do, rather than doing that, that side by side, you know, sales email. I just, it's a cool tool, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't, it takes my control away from, you know, from the booking, you know, and I mean, and, you know, I mean, some people, if they want to book it themselves, then let them, you know, that's an option to have them book it themselves. So that's about all I have, unless there's any other questions. I hope that helped everybody out.
It did me for sure. Thank you so much.
You know, don't be afraid of it. It is very scary. It is a lot of money. You will get used to it, and before you know it, you'll be a champ. You know, you'll be a champ, and you could do this in your sleep. And again, just to touch on what we went over, when you pull this up, filter, 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 okay? Make life easy on yourself. Filter it. Don't flip out over the airfare when it first populates, because it's going to pull up a preferred property. Do this filter first, and then start searching. You don't want European plan unless somebody flat out says, I don't want all inclusive. But I don't know anybody that doesn't want all inclusive. So you filter it to all inclusives, and then you just start your search. Okay.
Awesome.
And right now, all inclusives are even better because a lot of places are recommending you stay on the resort property instead of venturing out into the city and trying to find something to eat out there. They
Right.
are recommending you stay on the property.
Right. So when you are in countries such as Jamaica, anywhere in, you know, the Caribbean, Mexico, you know, anywhere really, stay on the property grounds. Advise your clients that when they get to the airport, they're going to get bombarded by people wanting to offer excursions. Oh, we could do blah, blah, blah for whatever, whatever. No, thank you. Excursions are already booked. They can book the excursions through you, through here, through VAX. Now, VAX doesn't always have everything, okay? Or they could book their, I mean, if push comes, if they say, yeah, no, we don't want any excursions. We're just going to hang out on the property. There's enough to do. A lot of the resorts have water sports included, like the kayaking, you know, sailboats, paddle boats, you know, the paddle trikes. They're real funny. They're these, they look like big Tonka trikes. And, you know, you're out there on the water, you know, paddling around in those. You know, a lot of that stuff is included. There's so much entertainment on these resorts. They don't have to leave. Now, in Jamaica, there is a lot to do. However, now, if they don't book anything with you, you know, off the get-go, and say they're traveling in 6 months and they decide, hey, look, you know, I really want to do Dunn's River Falls, or I really want to do the Bob Marley tour. Can you add that? Yes, you can go in and add it here, or you all need to register for Viator. Okay, Viator.com. I book, in fact, I've got to get with the client, my Maui client, because there's things that see, when you're logged in, it's going to populate your name. It's hopping around right now. There's things that he's going to need to book really quick because things are filling up. So you're going to go over here and you're going to put Jamaica. It's going to ask for the dates. And we were in August 21st. No, we don't want to do the 21st because they're not going to want to do anything on that arrival date. So we're going to go the 22nd to the 27th. Did it take it? Or did it just take the one date?
Just the one.
There we go. 22nd to the 27th, apply. Okay. And all this stuff is going to come up. Okay, so MoBay, I believe, was $50 through VAX. Club MoBay. We can get it for $30 here. Wow. And you know what? If you're making a really, really, really good commission And if you could afford to pay for this for your client, I'm not saying that you have to. This is a nice little gift. Okay, they just spent $5,000 with you. Okay, so you could say, oh, guess what? I got a surprise for you guys, you know, and you're gonna look like a rock star. Okay. Dunn's River Falls, you know, you just go through here, you know, look through all the different excursions. We did this. It was a lot of fun. Our tour guide fed us rum, and here we all are drinking rum, going down in these tubes through the bamboo forest. We did this. This is very, very difficult. Older folks, I would not suggest. Younger kids, I would not. I mean, 10, 11, 12, they're fine, but younger ones, no. We did this. This is very cool. So we just kind of go through here and kind of find out what their price point is, you know, for excursions. Zip lining is always a big hit. The catamaran snorkeling is always a very, very big hit. Read through here because there are several different ones that maybe one offers a little bit more than the other for maybe a few dollars more. You know, here you're getting Dunn's River, Bob Marley, and the Luminous Lagoon. So you're getting all three for 119, but you know, they're going to do it in 9 hours. That's a lot. This right here, after doing this, I wouldn't suggest it. Honestly, I wouldn't. We did this. That's a lot of fun. We did this, Bob Marley's tour. That's a lot of fun. This is way up in the hills. This is where he grew up. You know, so there's all kinds of things back here. And I love this because it gives photos. And again, snip, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. You know, you can click on this. And I hope this isn't too much information for you guys, but this is so very important because people are traveling. So they're starting to travel. Check availability. I've done this. This is exactly what I've done. Okay. I've pulled up the little calendar. Now see how it's only available on certain days. So they arrive on the 21st. So that day is out. So it's got to either be the 23rd, the 24th, or the 26th. Okay. Copy, paste, send it to your client. Just grab all these photos, copy this whole thing. So that way they have something to look at. And they'll say, okay, schedule me on the 23rd for Dunn's River. And then you go to another one. Schedule me on, and my Hawaii, one of my Hawaii. Okay, so here's the 23rd Dunn's River. So Bob Marley tour is only on the 24th or the 26th. So it appears that they're only going to be able to do 3 excursions. Now, it doesn't mean that when they get to the resort that there might be something available here and here for them. Okay, so now they have a copy and paste of this, and they could say, okay, we want to do Bob Marley on the 26th. So we're going to do Bob Marley on the 26th. Okay, does that make sense, you guys?
Yes, ma'am. And most consumers, most clients, they're not going to know that these are even options.
No.
Which is a value that we have being travel advisors, and why it's suggested to use a travel advisor when you're going on vacation, especially when you're going international. We have access to things that the typical consumer is not going to have access to.
Right.
And this is one of them.
Right. Exactly. Now, see, Luminous Lagoon is available every day. Highly recommend this for Jamaica. It's awesome. It's in the evening. You go, you get on this boat, and they take you out into this lagoon, and it's got the microorganisms in the water. So when you get in the water, it lights up. It's pretty cool. You know, they do like a little fire show. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
So you just snip some of these pictures. This is what it is. here's the availability, you know, snip this little calendar, however you want to present it in your email, and send it to your client. And then
Now-
that way they don't have to go look for anything. They have it all right there, you know, and then they may have some suggestions like, oh, well, we want to do zip lining and we want to do, you know, they may already know. Maybe it's a couple, they want to do a sunset cruise, you know, so you could filter, you could come up here and search it, see cruises, or put it up in the search bar, and they'll pop up. And then when you're done booking from Viator, it's commissionable, submit your commission tracking form. Okay, so you get your commission from it.
Awesome. Thank you, Donna. Now, real quick question, because I know we're running on like 2 hours. So, but we could talk about this all day long. So, with adding in these extra excursions through Viator,
Mhm.
would this have to be done prior to them making their final payment, or just up to a certain amount of time, like deadline before their trip?
As long as the dates are available, you can make it at any time.
Okay.
So they could make it, halfway through paying off their trip. If the trip is far enough in advance, a lot of times they will pay off their trip and then they'll say, okay, let's go into the excursions and see. And like I said, you could go into VAX and pull them up, and you can add it to their package. Even if the package is already paid in full, you can still have the option of modifying it and adding it. But I like using Viator because they have a bigger selection and
Right.
the pricing is a little bit better, and we still get commission. So, you know, it's all about servicing your client. You want to make sure that you're giving them the best value, and it'll tell you in the descriptions. Make sure that when you're searching these things, you know, read in the descriptions that if there's right here, look, okay, it's going to be a 6-hour approximately hotel pickup offered. Okay, hotel pickup offered. You book somebody on an excursion and the company is not picking your client up at the hotel, and they're standing there waiting to get picked up and they're not getting picked up. Or call them, okay, find out, you know, somebody wants to know, oh, well, what's all included in this, you know, tubing. You know, we just did when we did it, it was the bamboo force, the one that we did. And you just go in here and you read about it. Here's the overview. Copy and paste this and send it to your client. Use this information. It's there for us to use. But always make sure that hotel pickup, and you could read more about that, what's included. Hotel pickup and drop off. They're going to get lunch and they're going to get rum punch. Okay. So souvenirs and gratuities are not included, but this is a plus. Okay, they're gonna get rum. We got rum punch. Yeah, we drink a lot of rum punch going down that river. And they're gonna get lunch, and they're gonna get picked up and dropped off. Okay, so just read through here so you sound like a professional. All right, you want to make sure. See, all major hotels, pickup is offered. All major hotels. Departure time, they're going to be picked up at 8:30 a.m. and there's usually instructions on where to go. You want to read through all this and make sure, you know, that you're educated when you're offering your client, you know, any of this. So here's the zip line and river tubing is 3 hours. Okay, the horseback ride and swim is 45 minutes. So just read through everything. See, no hard problems, okay? Minimum age, 6 years old. Drinking age out there is 18. So make sure that you as the professional are fully aware of what's going on. Stay in touch with your clients at all times. Think that's probably the biggest thing. But with that being said, I know that we went really, really long today. I hope this helped you guys out. If you have any questions or whatever, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Always here and available for you guys. And that's all I have. Christina, back to you, hon.
Awesome. Thank you, Donna. That was amazing. Like I said, I've done some mock bookings here and there, but I've never gone through like that lengthy of a process. But I mean, I think it's really important, and I didn't quite realize how important it was to practice and to,
Right.
you know, to train myself, to educate myself this far into a process, because COVID hit and I'm like, oh, well, nobody's booking anything. And now I've got clients hitting me up for stuff like this. So I definitely encourage everybody to
Absolutely.
take advantage of the education and the resources that we have available. You are investing $70 a month to operate a turnkey business. That's less than $2.33 a day. Sit
Right.
down to McDonald's or the Starbucks for a week and you'll be fine. Okay.
Right.
Just as an example. Okay. It's use that. What are you paying for? If you're not booking anything at the moment, or you're not building an organization at the moment, or involved in E3 wellness at the moment, you're paying for an education. Use that education.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do what I did and just fly by like a, you know, a in the dark in the closet travel agent. I could be so, just to be
Right.
transparent, I
Right.
know I could be so much further along if I had used the resources that I had available to me a year and a half ago. Just to be, I mean, just we're all family here, just to be transparent about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been with Evolution and Archer just as long as Donna has. She's got a couple months longer on me with this company. Yes, she's got like 10 years more in the industry than I do, but she's so much further along on the booking than I am. And we got involved with this same host agency pretty much about the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But she took advantage of the resources. She took advantage of what we didn't have previously.
Right.
So
And we had
B.O.S.S
with the previous company. So I was very familiar with it already when I came over here. But there's always an opportunity to learn something, and there's always an opportunity to take advantage of the training and the resources that B.O.S.S offers us as agents. I don't know anywhere where you could go to get the kind of training that we have available to us with any other company. Because when I was with the previous company, we had gone through 2 or 3 companies prior to that, and it was not available to us. I come over here and I'm like, what? It's like, you know, the gates of heaven opened up, because we have all these resources available to us through Archer Travel, which is just amazing. And then you got to get taught how to access this training in B.O.S.S. There's all kinds of webinars and everything in, in B.O.S.S. And I don't know if you're aware of it, but just really quick, all you have to do is go up here to education. Boom. Supplier training, B.O.S.S training, new agent education, scope out what's going on in Compass. All these resources are here for us. So take advantage of it, you guys, because you'll never get this anywhere else.
Take advantage of that $70 a month that you're investing. You know, my dad explained it to me. It's no different than, you know, going to college. I went to college. I got $30,000 in debt and no degree.
Right?
No degree. Well, excuse me, no degree I can use because the school I went to got shut down for fraudulent activity with admissions. So I don't see that happening with Archer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Take advantage of the education platform that we have, guys, and educate yourselves. I know, Sherilyn, it's a lot, but it's do what you can do. You know, we don't expect you to get through every single resource that we have, but touch on those main ones that we have where you can get a lot of information at one time. B.O.S.S, Disney, Travel Agent Academy, Travel Agent University, Profit Agility. Forewarning, we will be doing Profit Agility next week. Promise you, you are going to love it. That is the only wholesale operator and supplier, or not operator, but supplier that we have, and it is absolutely amazing. You will love Profit Agility. If you're not signed up with Profit Agility, put it in the team chat so somebody can help you, and make sure that you get registered and signed up with Profit Agility correctly, because there's steps to do it, like with all of our suppliers, so that you can be prepared for Profit Agility next week. It's amazing. I love Profit Agility probably as much as Donna loves B.O.S.S. So it's, you know, I'm just going to put that out there. but take advantage. You know, we're here for you guys. I definitely appreciate you guys sticking us out. I know this training went a little bit longer than, than what we may have done before, but there's no time restrictions on it. You know, if you can't stay on the whole time and you got to jump off, but plug in when and where you can, and where you can't catch the lives, catch the recordings once we get, when we get them uploaded. It does take a day or so to get them, to get them uploaded and stuff, but just go back and rewatch those, get into your back offices, get into your, your suppliers that you have access to, and just play around with it. You'll be amazed at what you can learn. So, but again, thank you guys for sticking this out and jumping in to participate. Miss Donna, Miss Marcy, thank you so much for hosting and co-hosting.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. It was nice to just sit back and take it in for a minute. And just be able to listen a little bit more instead of being the one to babble there. So,
yeah, you're welcome, Sandy. And you guys, you know what? One day at a time. Don't get overwhelmed, because it's very easy to do. I get overwhelmed. I've been in this industry over 9 years, and I still get overwhelmed sometimes, especially when I've got several bookings, back to back that I know I've got, to take care of my client. With the trainings and whatnot, one day at a time. Take one supplier training at a time. I suggest that you do the Disney, you do the cruise, a couple of the cruise lines, Princess and whatnot. Get those out of the way, because they are a little bit lengthier. But these things here in the back here with VAX, they're 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute webinar. It's pre-recorded. You jump on, you register, boom, it's a done deal. So just don't get overwhelmed. Seriously, just one thing at a time. Get organized and just focus on one thing.
Absolutely. You guys are doing great. We're proud of you guys. I mean, we see you, we watch, we see who jumps in and participates and plugs in and asks the questions and, hey, I need help. Like, we see it, we pay attention, and we're proud of you guys. So just keep it up. I mean, we're 7 days into the month. So look at your goals, look where you're at. Look where you need to go. If you've got goals and you don't know what you need to do to hit those goals, for the month or for the year, whatever you've got, just reach out to us, let us know. We're definitely here for you. So with that being said, Marcy, do you have anything to add?
No, ma'am. I think y'all have covered it all.
Awesome. All right. Well, Miss Donna, I'll leave it to you to close us out then.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate everything that you all do. And, let's rock this. Travel's opening, and we're trying to get you all ready. And bottom line, just be patient. Be very, very patient, and it will all come into play.
All right.
Thank you, Donna, for awesome training.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Appreciate you. Absolutely.
All right, you guys. We'll see you next time around. Have a good Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. And have a safe weekend. You guys stay safe and mask up.
Yes, ma'am. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.